Kim, I wanted to ask you about Zakaya. Just when she's on the floor, regardless of whom the other four ladies are on the floor with her, what does she change offensively for you guys in terms of just that versatility that she spoke about?
Well, she just goes and gets it. She quick jumps you. She's gonna come off the boards with a dribble, and she's heading down the floor. She's a good player. She's always around the ball, and she goes and gets offensive rebounds. She has never complained or wavered about anything I believe in her doing, moving her to the four. Look at what we have on the perimeter. And as I told her, I'm just trying to get you on the floor. I need you to go play the four. Don't look at it as a post. Look at it as an opportunity to get lots of minutes. And if I need her to go outside and play on the perimeter, she can do that too. But as you see, she's very comfortable there.
Coach, many people have been waiting to see MiLaysia Fulwiley in the LSU uniform. What was your assessment on her? And can you talk about not just her scoring, but her ability to play defense, stealing the ball, playing the passing lanes?
God blessed her with speed and quickness. Blessed her with unbelievable hand-eye coordination. I don't even know how she made that pass to Z, and Z caught it and finished it. I mean, there was a guy right there in front between them. Those are the things that you never want to take away from her. Learning point guard is probably a little challenging right now because she's always been the recipient of the pass on the wing. And now I'm trying to get her to do what Jada does. Jada has been a point guard all her life, and I want Lay to be able to just go to either position comfortably, and she's not comfortable yet. Defensively, because of her athleticism and speed and quickness, she can really harass the ball handler. I want her to extend her minutes. I want her to understand you need to play more minutes for longer periods of time. I think she was so cute one day. She said, I've never worked this hard in my life in practice. But she said, this is what I need. But nothing surprised me on what she did. I talked to her about that one long shot she took with about 4.2 seconds, 4.2 or whatever it was. I said, you took that because you just wanted to take it and see if it went in. What if the game was tied? What if we were down 2? She goes, Coach, I got you. I know what you're getting ready to say. I said, okay, understand circumstances in the game.
It certainly looks like you have a lot of talented players on this team. Could you see yourself playing more players?
The more the merrier. The more the merrier.
Do you have?
I think what you saw, Scott, y'all probably were like I was. What are we going to get out of our post? 5 new post players. I think you saw we have some pretty darn good post players. You knew what you had with Michaela and flau'jae and even Jada, KG. The unknown are those new players, and they're going to take some beatings this year because they're freshmen and they're learning the system. But as Kayla said, they're really not afraid of anything. The 3-ball, or 10, 22, something like that, that's legit. I have a team that they can score the 3, and you don't take that away. So it'll be fun. It'll be headaches for me. I got to figure out who to play and who to play with, and tried to get Lay and Jada on the floor together some. But this team's just going to get better and better. We're going to get better and better. Win, lose, or anything in November, December, I really believe as we continue down this path, you're going to see grace You know, I picked on her. I said, well, Grace, if it makes you feel any better, you don't hold the record in my coaching career of being a freshman that fouled out with the least amount of minutes. I said, you got 8 minutes. I said, Juicy Landrum had 7 at K-State. And I said, let me tell you about old Juicy. By the time she was a senior, she had her national championship ring, and she now holds the record for the most threes in a game. Trying to give her examples of this too shall pass. You will learn from it, and just kind of get a chuckle out of her.
Hey, Coach, just talking about that, the post play, can you just talk about what you liked from Kate and Amaya tonight? It looked like both, were great with rebounding on the offensive end and just attacking. They kind of looked relentless.
Size for one thing, but size that can do something with the ball when you throw it in there. And they don't get shoved around. They're strong. Mama is the strongest kid we have on the team. Where they got frustrated at each other, they were both in the game, and Mississippi College was fanning out in transition, and we got to work on that. But I like their size, but I like what they do with the ball when you get it to them. They score the ball. They get fouled. They're back to the basket post players, but they can face up at the foul line and shoot it. I didn't anticipate playing both of them together or even starting them together, but that's what I went with tonight. So you could see, a Big and Z together. You see another, so I've got lots of options.
What did you see out of Jada tonight, and what kind of progress has she made since last year?
Oh, Jada is not only a totally different player, she's just a different personality now. She went through the freshman frustration, and now she is laughing more and having fun and understanding more. But it didn't just start tonight. This started this summer. She and I would have a conversation, and she would just say, all I want to do is get on that floor, Coach. I'm trying to figure out how to get on that floor. The point guard position is her natural position, but I wouldn't hesitate not one bit in moving her to the wing if I needed a three-point shot. She's one of the better, most consistent shooters we have with the range she has on her shot. But she looks to pass first, but she'll shoot it. The kid won how many state championships in high school? She knows about winning. But she's just a completely different player.
A little bit of a tangent, but what are your thoughts of the challenge rule? Obviously, you exercised that tonight. Are you for it? Obviously, it's going to make games longer.
It was experimental tonight. We're not going to use that in the regular season, to my knowledge. I like it if I'm good, if I'm right. I don't like it if the other team gets it and they, I don't know. I do know that there are instances where we do need to get it right. If you'll go back to our UCLA game, we cut it to 3 last year, and the ball went off that kid's foot literally right there in front of me. And that was a big possession, because then they went back down, I think, and hit a 3. In those instances, just get it right. Just get it right. So I played with it tonight. I didn't plan on it. They asked me before the game if we wanted to do that, and I said whatever she wants to do, the other coach. So I got one right, and the other one was just not enough evidence, right? So I lost a timeout.
Coach, do you think MiLaysia will start the season coming off the bench?
I don't know, but doesn't matter to me. She gonna play. She and Jada are gonna play together, and it doesn't matter. It does not matter. You just want to be in that rotation of 8, and you want to play extended minutes and long minutes, and There was no Malaysia, come here, you're gonna start, I promise you're gonna, no, that's not how it operates. I play to win, and Jada's gonna give her every bit of what she needs to give her to compete at that position. And man, they both bring good stuff to the table.
I mentioned you on the radio post-game, you said you looked at all kinds of different lineups. Is there any that really stuck out to you, any kind of big takeaways from which combinations you got to use tonight?
Yes, I changed my mind at the last minute and went with the two bigs. And I'm glad I did. There's a certain part of our offense where we do a lot of isolation with the bigs, high-low. We didn't do that good with them, particularly in the second half. And so I've got to get them in the film room and go, I'm going to take y'all back to my Baylor days with Lauren Cox and Kalani Brown. You couldn't stop that. And I think these two kids have the capability to be that kind of high-low look, and it's hard to guard. I did not probably realize that Z could get her shot off that quick. I did not realize that she would come off that board with a rebound and take off like a guard. I liked it. I haven't seen that in practice. Those were some things that were different than what I'd been seeing in practice.
As far as, I guess, simulating things, how much from like a physicality standpoint and like operational standpoint do you guys pull from a game like this against Mississippi College, who's, they even came in and talked about how they were undersized tonight and couldn't really beat bang with you guys inside. So what do you pull from that, do you think?
What I told them in the locker room is we're not going to watch the entire film. We're going to watch things where we can have constructive criticism. We're not looking at a score. If it's a set we're in, and why didn't we run that? It's teaching and not looking at the opponent. And that's what we'll do in the film room tomorrow. I do think we're not doing a good job on the perimeter keeping people in front of us tonight at all. And we didn't do a good job, particularly in the first half. And a lot of that was on the post players because they were above ball line on the help side, and they were worried about their man, which we hadn't gone over much, guarding people 5 out, 4 out, 1 in. Everybody understand 5 LSU players need to guard the ball, quit hugging your man. Those are things that we will teach them in the film room tomorrow. Foul too much. We put them at the foul line at, I think, 4 minutes, the first 2 quarters. And then the last quarter, we're fouling, stopping the clock. Those are the things that you teach from a game like this.
Time for a couple more. Anybody?
I know you kind of already spoke on it. Can you just touch again on the youngsters and what you liked out of them, just as a collective group going in and playing with as much confidence as it looked like they did?
Well, they're very talented. Each of them is talented. And I like that they all come from winning programs, really. They know how to win. And because of that, they're very confident. And but yet, they're coachable. They're very coachable. They will, I'm telling you, they will have days where those older kids in the SEC are going to pound their heads. And that's when I'm going to watch and I'm going to enjoy coaching them, because it's only going to make them better. And when I get out of my car, I walk on that court and I think, wow, I get to coach a talented group of young ladies. And I don't know where the scoring's going to come from. I don't know where the rebounding's going to come from. But I think I got a better feel tonight of who will fly to that offensive board, who will get those long rebounds, just because they're active. So I could talk about each one of them, but you don't have time and you're not gonna put it in your article anyway.
We'll do last one.
Sharing basketball, I think you had at least 4 players that had, I think, 3 or 4 assists apiece, and I think 6 or 7 finished with at least 1. I mean, I know you probably emphasize that in practice, but when you guys go out and you're facing a team wearing a different colored jersey, and for the ladies to execute the way that they did in that aspect of the game, how good was that to see?
Well, sharing the ball, I think Michaela had like 7 assists, and I don't think flau'jae was ready for that one on the transition there, but flau'jae said the girl tipped it. We need to share the ball as much as we can. We know who can score the ball, but you're not going to be good teams. One pass, one set, go set a pick. You're not going to do that. You have to make people work defensively. And those days are coming where we're going to have to share the ball. I think there were a few moments tonight where we didn't share it. It was one pass, let me shoot it, one pass, let me dribble 5 times and shoot. That's not going to beat any of the great teams. And those are other things that we will show them in the film room. Is like, yeah, but you're not going to get that in tough games, so make one extra pass. And they will. They will.
Caitlin had her baby.
Kaylin had a little girl, but I gotta tell you the great story. She had her like yesterday. My days are running together. We're at practice. Kaylin's at practice. We're getting after it's a long practice. And practice was over and I was needing our trainer. So where's Barbie? And they said, well, she just took Kaylin to the hospital. Her water broke. I said, on the court? They said, well, no, she kind of sat down over there and she told one of our managers to go get Barbie. When I tell you, I never knew they left. That's sneaky. And she doesn't mind me telling this story, but she has never had a doctor deliver either one of her children. That's how fast she spits them out.
She comes early, they come early for her, right?
She had Reeves 5 weeks early after we're cutting down the net at Baylor. She gets off that thing and she's like, I'm about to have, and she has the baby before the doctor could even get there. She gets to the hospital, and a women's hospital. Barbie's driving in 5 o'clock traffic, and all they had time to do was call her husband. He did get there a few minutes before. Well, I guess it's assessment. You got to give them your name, your ID, and Kane's like, I'm about to have this baby. She delivered in the assessment center. She never made it into labor and delivery. And then the doctor gets there after the fact. So I tell that in a loving way. The baby is healthy. I went to see the baby and Kaylin yesterday. They're home today. All I can tell you is every woman wishes they could have them that quick. You got to sit through all these hours of labor and suffer. Not Kaylin. She just works until, we better go. And so they're healthy, and she named her Ramey Lynn. And Ramey is a family name from her husband's side. So she's got a Reeves and a Ramey. All right? Y'all be good.
Thanks again.